Here we are talking about how it is to be with a coach for 9 years, and this is like a case study. And our first video was about talking about the back door and really getting in there. And we're going all up to 4 videos. This one today, we're going to talk about a cement wall. And this is one that really got me thinking when I heard Donna speak to this about 9 years ago. Our third one is going to be about anger. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. And then the fourth one is mindset. My goal here is for you to be able to see you and things that you're working through. And if you had a coach or if you have a coach, how you can challenge your coach, challenge yourself, but really lean into what may be said in here. So I think this is real powerful to have 9 years of us together, Donna Schreiner and I, and some of the things we're going to be talking about. And so we're here in a serving space for you. My name is Rhonda Liebig. This is Donna Schreiner. Donna, thanks for playing with us today.
It's good to be here. Thank you, Rhonda.
So us being together for this long, it's like you just start having a love for each other, but there's also that that there's a space when I'm speaking to you watching the video that this is go time. This is like I really want to move forward, and I find that Donna is very in love with this experience of moving forward. How can I create something even bigger than where I am now? So it's very exciting to watch somebody consistently move forward. Because I see people back off and get scared, and they like, oh, cancel, Rhonda. I'm out of here. I'm like, oh, I get it. So this one is really funny. So this is video 2 of 4 cement wall. Now, Donna doesn't remember this because this actually happened about 9 years ago. Could be maybe 8 years ago. And we were dealing with some really big things. It was a transition of her recognizing that food was her medicine. And I think we've heard that. I mean, it's like, okay, no big deal if you believe that. But then she actually felt it. She started seeing some things shift. But it was also that she was starting to notice that her mind was being in the space of being more open to be able to have this coach and play back and forth. But it was also that she was trying to break through with some more energy, and what she would say is that I feel like I'm like behind a wall and I'm trying to move forward, and there's like this cement wall that I even feel it heavy on my body sometimes. And so, Donna, what do you say about the cement wall thing about what I'm talking about?
Don't remember it. I truly don't remember it. I mean, I believe you because you saw it and I said it, but I don't remember the brick wall anymore.
I'm so happy
And
you don't too.
I mean,
Yeah.
there've been events in my life and that have challenged me in that, but I don't feel like because I'm sure back then I must have been feeling like I was hitting that brick wall, and uh, but that's not how I feel. I mean, I've got still, as with everybody who's human, still have issues, but it's not. Yeah, I don't feel
Yeah.
that. So
When I first, well, I mean, everybody has issues. I mean, I think when you can't be pure, and if you are, then that's pretty incredible. uh, the yeah, I when I first heard you say that, I could actually feel it, and I could hear it too because it was that frustration of wanting to move forward, but like waiting for the energy to come. Like, okay, we've been doing this for a while. I want some energy, and I understand I'm feeling better, but let's just say the first phase, because when I used to present this case study, when I was going out and talking about Donna and the case study, I'd say like would have been like maybe a few months in to us spending time together, because I kind of started breaking it down to like some of these things. But even within the first year could have been, because there were things like I'm still like not where I want to be, and I know sometimes you have those falls also because of like not having much energy. But I that's just the process. You can't keep moving forward. You're going to have those things that steal your energy, because that growth. I mean, the exposure of growing. So yeah, it actually allowed me to be aware of what you were feeling and the frustration you were feeling when you were saying that. When we did some coaching this week, you brought up something I think is really cute, because just recently I was on the beach taking beautiful pictures of rocks, and I was looking at all these different shells, and I was just enjoying the water and all that kind of stuff. So it really got me of what you were saying. What's the thing that you were saying that you were like you felt like you were in or you wanted to crawl into?
There's still times where I feel like a clam, and it's like I just want to shut the shell and be. It's like, leave me alone. I'm just going to be in my shell. Don't bother me. And that, but if you think about it, a clam shell. I mean, though pretty sturdy for a clam, and that, but it's a lot less than a brick wall.
Yeah.
So
And so you think about that range, that where you were, and even though you can't remember it, if you just think about the concept of that to where you are now, it just what a difference of the growth that you emotionally have been able to do for yourself. So, Donna, does that bring more safety in some way because there's not as big of a barrier around you, more of like this dainty thing, but it gives you the shelter away from, just getting away from stuff? Is there something there about being able to see that growth that helps in what you feel about your journey?
well, I think, though a clam and that, but I see myself more comfortable in, because I can be in the shell, but I can be comfortable.
Yeah.
Where, to me, when I think about the brick wall, it feels so out there, and just discomfort and pain, and just like, and not that I remember the whole brick wall thing, but I do, just thinking about brick walls. That's
I
kind of
think
how I feel.
I think it's hard to remember, like when there's that much pain, because when it's that much pain, you just have so much quick growth you can do at that moment too. Because it's like a pit, kind of like we call it, like the going down the rabbit hole, like being like just feeling stuck, and that deep pain, like it pops you out into something whenever you're ready to move forward. It really does something different. So that I feel like as a coach being around you, that feels really powerful and loving that you've been able to stick with that movement forward because moving forward is already hard. And now you're like, I'm going to stay with the coach and I'm just going to keep having this move forward. And so, is there something easier now than it was when we first started? Do you feel like it's easier to come into this? Like we were talking in video one that I'm showing up more where I can challenge you more. I know you more. So you can't get away with a lot, but because I don't have to hold you accountable. It's like I know you, but coaching is all about you going, oh, it's like, darn, it's on me.
Well, in the beginning, in that, it was more about the discomfort, the pain. I mean, I wasn't working at the time and not having the energy, but being really uncomfortable so much of the time. Um, it's a lot different than just being a clam. I mean, for that, that's more or less like, okay, this is my space to slow down, take a breath, get out of whatever is going on in the world or within even my four walls.
Yeah.
But it's not, it doesn't feel like I'm just getting slammed. It's just like, okay, I need a break. And that is a big difference.
Wow. This is really fun to actually see the differences, and it's good that you don't remember all the pain, but you can actually see it. I mean, you can see it, but you don't. You've been able to break the brain synapses. I would say it's like if you look at it in like an epigenetic way, it's like you had something inside you of what you were working through and trying to learn how to work through these things, how to get tools, and you were able to break the synapses of the brain and some of the old patterns to like create something that those old patterns you don't maybe can't even feel them. You can't feel them, but you can talk about what was going on, but you're not going in and like really feeling that the depths of what you used to feel.
Yeah, um, there's a part of me, not that I want to know exactly the brick wall thing, but it's interesting that my brain, that's where I was at that time.
Yeah.
And because sometimes you don't really know how far you've come.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that you found the thing about the brick wall, because it's like, well, I don't feel that anymore. So at least
Yeah,
I
what
must have
we
come a
talk about
pretty
that?
long
I said that? Like, what?
way.
I love that. Yeah, I know. And I know that when I first started getting coached, when somebody would say, well, a month ago you said this, and then you said this. And I was like, so I felt that like so it's really great to be able to see not just a month, but 9 years and where things have been going. So I appreciate you so much, Donna. So this is video 2 of 4. And what I want you to recognize, you watching this, is where is it that you want to recognize your growth and what you've been able to do for yourself? What's some of the stuff you did that helped you move forward? Lean more into that and discover some of the new stuff. The things I used to stop myself with is, if I move forward, which already sound really painful to me, how do I know I can trust it? How do I know that it's going to help me move forward? And then it takes energy to do that. So I'm scared about using the energy for that, because right now I feel really dull because, taking a step forward, it almost like takes all the energy away from you, because all the fear just kind of like slows the body down. So if I take a step forward, am I going to feel even more tired? And then I won't be able to do anything for a while because I'll just be slammed down to the ground, not being able to move forward. And what I find is it's the opposite. There's this calling that's going on for me where I go, here, wait, I'm glad I did that, because now I can partner with people more and I can play, and I can know that if I keep my heart open, that I can feel that soul, that person that's in front of me, and I can understand, is this a yes or no for me to be in this room or to take on a person with being a client. And those things are really important for Donna. I knew I wanted to take her on as a client because I always thought that she had a lot of heart and a lot of gentleness. But we have a video, Donna, and we're going to talk about number 3, which at first, with anger is a lot of just different things. And so I can't wait to get into the third video, because we can all be sweet, but don't you think sadness, if you flip it, it really could be anger, could be shut down. And then once you start popping that up, a lot of anger can show up. So anger is just one emotion that could be all, tethered in all different ways. So I can't wait to get to the next video. Anything else you want to say, Donna, about this space right here, about the clam, the cement wall? Did we grab it?
I think we grabbed it. It's nice to see that I've actually grown, because you can't really tell it by yourself.
Yeah. I know you'd still be only thinking about what you're dealing with today. You're like, oh, dang, am I still dealing with that? Because you just are not reflecting. But this is fun. Thanks, Donna, for playing. All right.
Thank you.
So get your journal, everyone. Get in there, really think about, just as if you were a case study, what have you learned for just being in this space now? But what are you wanting in the future? What are you wanting in the future? Because that's going to help you make decisions about your energy and moving forward. And if you feel exhausted, sometimes exhausted can be confusing, because you're like, oh, that means I shouldn't be part of something. But if you really get into it, it might mean the opposite. So it's learning how to really feel that out. All right, here we go. This is video 2 of cement wall. We're getting into video 3. Thank you.